It's Monday morning and welcome to Inside the Show.
Looking first at the NL Central,
The Pirates nabbed the win against the visiting Cubs 3-1.
in other Pirates news,
Relief pitcher
Enny Romero will be out of action for at least 10 days, headed to the disabled list. He's dealing with a head contusion. Heading into the day,
the Pirates are in second place in the NL Central,
while the Cubs are third in the division.
The St. Louis Cardinals
Pitched well, allowing only 3 hits.
as they took down the Tigers in Detroit 7-3.
In the standings,
The Tigers sit in third place in the American League Central,
while the Cardinals
are atop the NL Central. The Brewers got past the Reds in Cincinnati 4-3.
as of right now,
The Reds sit in last place in the National League Central Division.
while the Brewers are 4th in the division.
The Padres
Had 12 hits as a team.
as they beat the Braves in Atlanta 6-4.
As of today,
The Braves sit in fourth place in the National League East Division,
and the Padres
sit in last place in the National League West Division. The Nationals,
combined to give up just 5 hits.
as they got the best of the visiting Mets 3-1.
At the start of the day,
The Nationals are in first place in the NL East.
while the Mets are at the bottom of the division.
The Philadelphia Phillies,
Allowed only 5 hits in the game.
as they defeated the visiting Giants 5-4.
In the standings,
The Phillies are in second place in the NL East, and the Giants are in fourth place in the NL West. The Marlins took care of the Rocks in Colorado 1-0.
as of right now,
The Rockies sit in second place in the National League West Division, while the Marlins sit in third place in the National League East Division. The Los Angeles Dodgers,
knocked out 12 hits as a team.
as they took down the visiting Diamondbacks 7-6.
As of today,
The Dodgers are atop the NL West, and the Diamondbacks
are 2nd in the division. Parker Bridwell
got the win in the game and pitched into the ninth inning, not allowing any runs, helping the Rays over the White Sox 4-0.
heading into the day,
The Rays sit in last place in the American League East Division,
while the White Sox
sit in last place in the American League Central Division. The Boston Red Happy Friday, baseball fans. Welcome to Inside the Show.
in the National League Central
The Pittsburgh Pirates,
picked up 14 hits in total.
as they took care of the Mets at Citi Field 7-6. The Cincinnati Reds,
Grabbed 13 hits in the game.
as they used a walk-off and extras to get the win against the Rockies 7-6. Jeremy Jeffries got his second W of the season, helping the Brewers grab the win over the Nationals 3-2. The win was their 6th straight as a team. Vince Velasquez grabbed his second win of the year as the Phillies got past the Diamondbacks 2-1. The Giants
Totaled 13 hits as a team.
as they pushed past the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine 8-7. Mike Minor got his 3rd win this season, leading the Yankees to a win over Houston 5-3. Jason Kipnis,
Was a force at the plate, driving in 3 runs.
as the Royals were victorious over the A's 5-1. The Angels
Totaled 11 hits.
as they took down the Chi Sox in front of a home crowd 5-2. The Texas Rangers
Sent 3 balls into the seats.
as they beat the visiting Red Sox
10-1.
And that's what's going on around baseball heading into today's action. Join us again tomorrow for more updates from around Major. It's Sunday morning. Welcome to Inside the Show.
Looking first at the NL Central,
The Pirates,
amassed 14 hits in the game.
as they took down the Fish in Miami 8-4. The Chicago Cubs,
Launched 3 home runs.
as they beat the Royals in Kauffman Stadium 6-3. The Milwaukee Brewers,
Grabbed 13 hits in the game.
as they grabbed the win against the visiting Reds 7-4.
Paul DeJong collected 6 runs driven in on a total of 3 hits,
leading St. Louis to a win over the Rockies
13-3. The Atlanta Braves hit 3 long balls
as they manhandled the Mets 9-1. The Washington Nationals ravine 6-5. Joey
Ludicky
collected win number 2 on the year as the Padres got by the Phillies 8-4.
The Arizona Diamondbacks combined for 10 hits as a team
as they got the win over the Giants in San Francisco 1-0.
The Orioles put together 10 total hits
as they took down the Rays in St. Petersburg 6-1.
The New York Yankees sent 3 balls into the seats
as they dismantled the White Sox 8-2.
The Cleveland Indians held the opposition at bay with only 4 hits
as they got the home victory against the Astros 4-3.
The Detroit Tigers smacked 15 team hits
as they grabbed the win over the visiting Twins 8-6. It was their 5th straight victory.
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim knocked out 10 hits as a team
as they beat the visiting Red Sox 8-4.
The Blue Jays combined for a 4-hitter
as they bested the Mariners in Safeco Field 2-1.
The Oakland Athletics combined for 10 hits as a team
as they grabbed the win over the Rangers in Arlington 6-4. And that's the show. Thanks for listening in. I'll be back tomorrow with more news and updates from around the majors. TGIF, and welcome to Inside the Show.
In the National League Central,
The Pittsburgh Pirates
put together 10 total hits,
as they got a road win against Arizona 3-1. The Cubs
allowed only 5 hits as a staff,
as they beat the Cardinals on the road 3-1. They now have 5 straight wins.
A.J. Minter
Happy Friday, baseball fans. Welcome to Inside the Show.
looking first at the NL Central,
The San Diego Padres
combined to give up just 5 hits.
as they defeated the Pirates at PNC Park 8-2. Jay Groom got his second W of the season, helping lead the Reds to victory over the Marlins 2-0. The Cardinals
Picked up, 19 hits in this one.
as they pulled away from the Nationals 13-4. They are on a roll with 8 straight victories. The Chicago Cubs
Combined to allow only 4 hits,
as they push past the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine 3-1. The Diamondbacks
allowed only 5 hits in the game.
as they took care of the Mets at Citi Field 2-0.
J.P. Crawford grabbed 3 runs driven in.
As the Phillies took care of the Braves 5-1. The win was their 5th straight as a team. Didi Gregorius
Smacked a home run and drove in 3.
helping lead the Red Sox to a win over the Rays 7-5. Connor Fisk got the W and now has 5 this year, leading the Blue Jays to the W against Detroit 3-1. The Indians
Got 12 hits in this one.
as they beat the O's in Baltimore 5-1. The Astros
Pounded out 17 hits in this one.
as they dismantled the A's
14-3.
The Kansas City Royals
Held their opponent to just 2 hits.
as they grabbed the win over the Rangers in Arlington 2-1. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll be back here tomorrow and all season long. Welcome to Inside the Show. It's the wild day that is the trade deadline.
In the National League Central,
The Buccos
held the opposition at bay with only 4 hits.
as they bested the visiting Rockies 3-2.
Ozzie Albies drove in 4
As Atlanta downed the Cardinals 5-3. The Brewers
went deep 4 times.
as they dismantled the Giants 11-5. It was their 5th straight victory. The Arizona Diamondbacks
Hit 3 long balls.
as they nabbed the win against the visiting Cubs
10-2.
The New York Mets
Knocked out 10 hits as a team.
as they took down the Fish in Miami 5-2.
Nick Williams was a major force at the plate, driving in 4.
Helping Philadelphia dispose of the Nationals 4-3. Adam Duvall
Had a great day, driving in 5 on 3 hits.
as the Dodgers were winners over the Padres 8-2.
Teoscar Hernandez drove in 3.
As the Blue Jays claim the win over the Orioles 6-5. They continue to win as they now have 9 straight. The Red Sox
Swung it well with 15 hits in the game.
as they were winners over the visiting Rangers 7-3. Salvador Perez
Launched 2 home runs and added 5 RBIs to his total.
as the Royals got the victory over the Indians 7-3. The Yankees
Combined for a 4-hitter.
as they pulled off the win against the Angels in Orange County 3-0. Chris Archer grabbed his 13th win overall this year as the Rays pushed past the A's 4-2. As of today, he has the most strikeouts in the American League.
And that's the show. The trade deadline is only hours away, so don't forget to check in tomorrow for a full recap of the day's events.
Good Thursday morning to you, Show Nation. Let's jump right into Wednesday's baseball action.
Looking first at the NL Central, Richard Rodriguez
Got win number 1 on the year as the Buccos took down the Reds 4-2. They now have 5 straight wins.
in the standings.
The Pirates are in first place in the NL Central. They have a small game-and-a-half advantage over second, while the Reds
Are at the bottom of the division.
they're over 20 games out of first.
The Cubs totaled 13 hits as a team
as they took a victory against the Brewers in Milwaukee 6-1.
at the start of the day.
The Brewers sit in 4th place in the National League Central Division, 10.5 back.
And the Cubs are second in the division.
Yet they currently lead the race for the National League wildcard. Nathan Eovaldi got the win, throwing 8 shutout innings, helping lead the Indians over the Redbirds 2-1.
Entering the day's action,
The Cardinals are in 3rd place in the NL Central, but they currently hold a spot in the NL wildcard race. While the Indians are in 1st place in the AL Central, they are more than 10 games ahead of 2nd place. The Braves
brought out the brooms in a 3-game sweep
as they defeated the visiting Fightin' Phils 7-6. The win was their 5th straight as a team.
As of today,
The Braves are in 3rd place in the NL East. They're 7.5 games out of 1st.
while the Phillies are second in the division.
Only a half game back. The Mets
Combined for 4 total home runs.
as they manhandled the Marlins 11-3.
In the standings,
The Marlins sit in last place in the National League East. They're over 20 games out of 1st.
and the Mets are 4th in the division.
8 games out of 1st. The Colorado Rockies
Grabbed 13 hits in the game.
as they push past the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine 11-6.
At the start of the day,
The Dodgers are leading the National League West. They hold a comfortable 5-game advantage.
and the Rockies are second in the division.
5 games back. Great Sunday action lies ahead, but first, here's what happened in the major leagues on Saturday.
In the National League Central,
The Pittsburgh Pirates,
combined for 10 hits as a team.
as they got the best of the Brewers. The regular season is winding down, but the postseason races are heating up. Here's how yesterday's nail-biting action went down.
Looking first at the NL Central,
The Milwaukee Brewers,
had 12 hits as a team.
as they defeated the Pirates at PNC Park 8-. Playoff contending teams are making their final push to the end of the year. Welcome to Inside the Show.
Looking first at the NL East, Rhys Hoskins had an outstanding day, driving in 5 on 3 hits.
Helping Philadelphia dispose of the Nationals.
10-3. Entering the day's action,
The Nationals sit in 2nd place in the National League East Division, 1 game out of 1st.
and the Phillies are atop the division.
1 game ahead of 2nd. And that's all we've got for now. Lots of exciting pennant chase action coming your way later today. Tune in tomorrow for a full recap. Welcome to the show, baseball fans. Here's what's going on in the baseball world on this October morning.
In the American League wildcard game,
Carlos Carrasco grabbed the victory with his 10. Hello, baseball fans. Thanks for joining us on this October morning. Here's what's going on around the league as the postseason rolls on.
in Game 4 of the
Play ball. Ball four. Take the base. Take the base. Ball four. Three. Ball four. Take the base. Three. Ball four. Take the base. Take the base. Ball four. Three. Three.
Your attention, please. Hitting for the Pirates, number 15, Austin
Ball four.
Barnes.
Take the base. Ball four. Take the base. Three. 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 Three.
Your attention, please.
Three.
Now pitching for the
Take the
Cubs,
base. Ball four.
number 46, Pedro Strop.
Ball four. Take the base.
Now pitching for the Pirates, number 7, Joe Concho. And hitting for the Cubs, number 15, Neil Walker. Now pitching for the Cubs, number 47,
Hi there, everyone. Welcome to this special postseason edition of Inside the Show. For Game 6 of the World Series, the Indians put together 10 total hits as they nabbed the win against the visiting Cubs, clinching the World Series championship. It has been a storybook season for them, and they will look to repeat as champions next year.